Right, my battery's just gone as I was approaching that bit of muddy track there I was pointing out. And then my battery went beep, 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 just as I was pointing out that muddy patch I'm just about to come across now. My battery's just gone off and I've stood still to put a new battery in and it's starting with the wet stuff. And I thought that's all I need. Right. So that means I won't be stopping to sit outside the waterfall that I normally sit at. But I can get some shelter from the wet stuff when I get to Haugh Cottage, because there's an overhang outside the door, so you can just get underneath and get shelter if it gets that bad. Like, but at the moment it's just started. Well, I can see the droplets in the puddles of the water here dropping down. Alright, it's always wet here where the water runs down from up there. Right, so I've just got to make my way down towards the round homestead. You've got to step over a bit of a stream that comes down where the sheep are. That's where the best grass is, where they're eating there now, because the river runs through it. And if you keep looking down at the left and up ahead, you can see all the little white water wrappers, the nice drops. Right, so let's look back along the stream there where I've just come from, going back along the sheep's trail there, above those trees, where it's a bit awkward. Right, so I think I'm going to be lucky. These droplets that I've just getting are just a brief moment. It stopped as much as quickly as it started, really. Hopefully, anyway. Because we thought, what a shame. It's been a beautiful walking day so far. I'd hate to be spoilt by bits of you know what coming down now. But like I say, when I get right along here and I get back up onto the main road and go around the corner to Haugh Cottage, there's a hangover on the side of it, on the left hand side, where the gas bottles are. You can just stand under there and get shelter from any water stuff coming down. Right, so that's my first battery just gone. So that was well over 2 hours. That must have been more like 2.5 hours, that one. But I was just putting that fully charged battery in. So that'll get us right along to Haugh Cottage and walk around the camping area. Check all that out before I start heading back. So you can see the pathway leading along the wire fence just the other side of the round homestead. You walk right way around there and it bends slightly round to the left, keeps going to the left, then eventually you get up onto the Forestry Commission track that comes down from your right. You get onto that and then just walk around the corner and you're at Haugh Cottage. Oh, hey. Losing my balance again. Just like the pathways, when they're just sheep's trails, they're on a bit of a slope, they're uneven, there's stones sticking up, so when you try to walk along them, your body's getting thrown left to right, lose your balance a bit. Right, there's loads of mush here. You can see where the bike tyre marks have gone through it, so I'm going to go up to the right here to bypass it. So as you can see, it's a popular biking area as well, this, for people to come along on their bikes, mountain biking. So I'm actually glad when I hear that beep 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 and my battery going off, because you think to yourself, oh, it hasn't gone off yet, have I been recording all this time? And you're worried that if you haven't, you've got nothing to show for when you get back home after walking along this beautiful countryside. So it's a relief when you hear the beep 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 when your battery's gone off and you need to replace it with a new one, fully charged one. But I can hear the fast moving water down to my left, going over the stones. Right, so this is where you step over the little stream. Can get a bit awkward and muddy, slushy. Right. So you hear the slush when I stood on it heavily. Squashes the water, but the stream's just here where you step over. You can see the ditch where the water runs down from up there and comes all the way down. It goes past the round homestead here. So that's why the sheep coming down here get a drink of it. That one's just realised I'm here, so startled it and just ran. I love the way that they make that, like, it's like a sneeze. It's like sneeze. I don't know if that's like being vexed or just a warning to the others. Just run along there, look. But they make, sometimes if you get towards them, they stamp their feet in defiance when you're going anywhere near the little ones, or they make that sneezing sound. It's weird. Right, so you can see the most popular step over place is just up ahead there, off to the right here. Then you go through that single gate. There's plenty of places where you can just step over, like that one there. But that's the main one, where you can see it's well defined on the embankment. I'll just walk up and down and have a look for the most safest and the easiest place for me to step halfway across the water and then step over from the shallow. Right, step onto this white rock here and then step across. That's it. Right, through these old fence posts, then through the single gate. Now if you go all the way up there, it would take you up on Clenhill Street before you go down at Whiteburn Shank Cottage. From that direction. Right, let's just look back where I've just come from. There's that sheep running along the sheep trail, look. You can see the sheep scattered all over the grass area, right up near enough to the top. There's one right up there by itself, 75% of the way up. And there's a couple in the grove just up to the right up there, look. The little ones. It's amazing that they've got no fear of heights. They're just running like there's nout. Even the little ones. Now, if you go to the other side of this round homestead, there's a place where the water runs really, really fast, but normally it's well overgrown and it's hard to get towards the water's edge on that side, past this round homestead on the other side. But it runs really, really fast when it's been raining. Right. So we climb over turnstile here, or just go through the gate. And shut the gate again. Right, just gotta make my way right away along here. It goes to that, you meet the hill, you step over a little stream, and then just keep on going round slightly to the left, go underneath all the trees, and then eventually you come, it brings you up onto the main road, the Forestry Commission track that comes down from the right to meet you on the left. Right, now, but this used to be a lovely pathway going through all the trees, but they've chopped all the trees down now on the edge, so It's just a grass track that goes all the way through now. Just gotta watch where you're putting your feet so you didn't trip over any dead roots what's been left behind. Right, so you can see the pathway is well cut in and well defined, so you just follow it all the way along there. It'll be, by the time you go from that gate to get up onto the road, is about half a mile approximately. So these batteries are for my GoPro 13, and I've got some of the Cree Breast ones, the green ones, which are 2500 milliampere hours, but I've also got two of the official GoPro batteries, which last just as long. There's a sheep just down here at my left, look. Oh, there's a little one just there. A bit of wood fencing down there in the water. All the bracken's dead now, so you can see the pathway going round all the way along, near enough. And a lot of the side is dead and gone as well, so you can actually look down into the water a lot easier. But all the way up here you see bits of drop downs, just like this one up ahead there now, look, 50 yards on. And here's the tree roots in the pathway I was telling you about. You've got to make sure you didn't trip over them when you're out looking at ahead and not watching where you're putting your feet. So again, when I was coming along the A1, going to go past the metro centre on the right, there was I call them a piggy bank speed camera van parked on the left hand side, disguised as a gas van, waiting to catch motorists, so to scam them out of money again, like they've tried to do with me. 64 miles an hour. Now that used to be a motorway speed at 70 miles an hour, and they only slowed it down when they were doing works on the road, and they put the average speed cameras up. But that was 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, and when they took them down, it should have went back to being 70 miles an hour, because it's a motorway. It's not in a build-up area. There's no houses. It's just like industrial basically. So they just do it deliberately to try and catch motorists out all the time, just looking for revenue to put in their pockets. The globalists using the police to do it, well, using civilians to do it really, because the guys that sit in those vans clocking everybody is like mostly civilians. They're not police at all. It's got police on the side of the van, but the guys that are actually recording are just civilians, because they can pay them less money. They're sitting there all day and clocking motorists driving past. Right, so you've got that drop down there. You've got, it comes around the corner here and drops down at that pool. But this is one of my favourite parts of this walk, because further on where I normally go down the side, there's a lovely waterfall drop like that, but it's bigger than that. The wet stuff's starting to come down again now. Shit. Let's get on with my journey. Right, so there's another little nice drop and a long pool, quite deep. But as you can see, there used to be trees either side of this track them on. So it was a beautiful walk through the trees, but they've chopped all the main trees down now. This used to be like a grove, cutting through all the trees. So there's quite a few of these long pools where the water drops down, fills it up, and then it drops down again further on. There's quite a few of them up here, like you see. Once again, adding to the beautiful walk that you're doing. Right, so where this path meets that hill coming down, that's where there's a skinny stream coming right up from up there to the right, comes down, crosses over the path, and then drops down into Osway Burn. So you've got to step over that, and it's quite slimy, green, slippy on the rock. So I once went over, like flat over on my face when I was coming back this way. I went across over, stepped over, and my foot just slipped off a green, slimy rock, and I went straight over on my front. Luckily I didn't bash my camera off the rock. And obviously there was nobody around to see us falling over to laugh at us. Because listen, nothing but little birds tweeting away. You can hear the slight sound of the water running over the rocks just to my left, but not too loudly. But further up you get closer to the water again. That's where I go and sit down above the waterfall. That was one of Corn's favourite places as well, because just to the right of it there's like a deeper pool goes around, and he used to go in and then swim a bit to cool off. I loved the water. It sounds like there's a lamb bleating away there. It's lost its mummy. It's probably come wandering up here away from its mum and lost sight of her. So she or he is bleating away. Bloody flies. Oh. Right, I'm not far off the waterfall now. But you can hear fast moving water just down there to your left. Well, luckily the wet stuff that I'm getting has just been a few droplets for maybe 2 minutes, and it just stops again. So I'm being lucky so far. But I can see the waterfall from here, straight ahead over there. Down to the left. That's where I sit above it. I just go down the side of the embankment, sit on the top and dangle my feet over the grass shelf, basically, above the waterfall. So what I normally do is I come and set my camera up on this tree stump that's left, point my camera to the waterfall, then I walk ahead and go down, sit beside it. So I'll be sitting there like having me picnic with a dog lying on the grass, just relaxing. Because as you can see, the closer you get to the edge, you've got a bird's eye view of the water dropping down into the big pool at the bottom. and just the sound of that water running is beautiful. Yeah, so I just normally set my camera just there and point it to the waterfall down there. But I go along there, go down the embankment a bit, then there's a place where you can sit and dangle your feet on the rocks at the bottom, and you're right above the waterfall so you can hear it, see it. It's beautiful. But I just wanted to show you where I set my camera down, what to point and record. But Corn used to love coming here because he'd go behind it in that deep pool round behind it where before it flows down. He used to go swimming and plunging in there because it's quite deep. So I used to chuck a stick for him and he'd go bursting into the water, swim a boat and go and grab the stick and bring it back out, and then he'd shake all the water all over me when he come out. Reminds me of the Egyptian taxi driver, Tutankhamun. Right, so this is where I cut across the grass here. Try not to trip over, because it's all tufts of grass. Right, so here we are, just above the waterfall. I remember sitting here one time, I took my backpack off and I had one of those solar panel chargers. You put it in the sun, it would charge up and stick it in your phone or anything, charge them up. So it was just here, took my bag off while I went down there and recorded the waterfall. And the Corn was just lie down, relax. Then he'd just run back down there and go round the corner in the water, because it's quite deep on the corner. But this is what I wanted you to see. This is one of my favourite picnic spots on this walk. Right, let's get back up onto the track and make our way along to haugh Cottage. So that waterfall is like, I would say 40 to 50% up the river from that single gate you come through past the round homestead. I mean, you see it before, I mean, you can hear it, so you can't walk past it and miss it. You see it, actually see it. But that's a beautiful place to stop and have a picnic, especially on a sunny day. The sun just beams down on you when you're sitting there above that waterfall and you're just listening to the water cascading down. It's lovely. Perfect peace and relaxation. Solitude. Perfect place to get in touch with your spiritual side. Right, so as you can see, the Osway Burn is about the same width all the way up. It's just like little places where the water comes over the stones like that, creating white water rapids just like that one. But that's the start of where that leads down to that waterfall where I've just been down on.